Let's watch the worst anti-woke YouTube channel.
It's me, Curtis Connor 14 Pro Max, here for another video on YouTube.com. Today, we're going to be looking at a video from the anti-woke YouTube channel, Think Before You Sleep. I use anti-woke.
Oh, this guy hates me. I know this guy. This guy was the one who was like talking about Timmy, who I love, by the way, as you guys know. He was talking about fucking Timmy, and he was like using Timmy as an example because he loved It's Timmy. And I was like, I was watching his video, and I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I know Timmy, if he knew that you were using him like this, he would fucking... To be fair, everyone hates you. Yes, all the fucking weirdo incels hate me. You're right, which... I mean, oh no, what am I supposed to fucking do?
General sense, it's kind of anti-feminist, anti-SJW sort of stuff. This video, called How Woke Propaganda Works, is a reaction video to a video from Navara Media, and it's hosted by Ash Sarkar. I'm just going to play his video, which plays her video and his reaction. And then I'm going to talk about what we're seeing. It's going to be slow, it's going to be clunky and chunky, but we're going to have fun with it, and we love it. Thank you. Let's go.
Lately, I've been seeing this thing pop up on social media.
We are going to talk about how you can become a traditional wife.
Some younger millennials and Zoomers have decided to embrace living la vida casserole, dedicating themselves to cooking, cleaning, and child rearing, while their husbands or boyfriends, I don't know, chop firewood or go to their job in human resources.
What did he say about Timmy? He just kept using Timmy as an example to justify misogyny, and Timmy actually clapped on him pretty fucking hard when he found out about it. And then the dumbass thought that, like, I actually brainwashed Timmy into feeling that way.
Resources. This isn't just about personal choice or individual preferences. It's advancing a right-wing political ideology and dressing it up as a lifestyle.
Oh no, women doing housework, child rearing, right wing.
He had an unhinged post about you? Oh my god. Oh my lord, dude, what the fuck? Oh my god, he wrote so much. Ay, ay, ay.
Traditional. What has this world come to? This is terrible. Somebody please save us from this deeply misogynistic movement where women are choosing to stay home instead of working a job.
Ow.
Oh, his voice is real bad. I forgot about this shit.
Oh. So that's what this video is like. Random stock image, smug, whiny commentary that takes the first 20 seconds of the introduction to a video and does a little bit of a straw man, summarizing the trad wife social media phenomenon as women choosing to stay home and work.
Deeply misogynistic movement where women are choosing to stay home instead of working a job.
It's a classic example of a straw man. However, I think we can grant some leniency because it's a sarcastic kind of like preaching to the choir that already gets what I'm saying sort of thing. So let's just keep watching and check it out.
Why is this important? 3 things. These women are often really young, in their 20s, and they're preaching the values of submitting to a husband to an audience of other young women.
Gee, as opposed to what the mainstream left is promoting to young children during family-friendly events? Also, why is submitting to a partner bad if it's done so?
I don't actually understand, like, he sounds like the biggest fucking goober, dude. It's like, family-friendly events. Like, what the fuck? Oh, my lord, dude. What does this guy look like? I feel like you get flashbanged if you fucking saw what this dude looked like. I just don't understand why people watch this guy. I mean, I guess, like, they agree with him, right? But, like, how the fuck do you not look at that and go, man, this guy kind of sucks? Like, I need, like a better YouTuber to watch that doesn't sound like the biggest fucking goober.
By choice.
This video has 300,000 views, and the channel has 700,000 subscribers, and this is the level of commentary. Pure, raw,
Wisdom reacting to YouTube essays. YouTube essays reacting to YouTube essays. Oh my god, what is our content evolved into? Sorry, dude. Go fucking watch television. Oh wait, you can't. Writers are on strike. Suck my dick. Fucking got him, dude. It's like, yeah, dude. This is the platform that you're on, that you enjoy, and you consume a lot of content on. Okay. Another fallen off YouTuber has pulled the transphobia parachute. I guarantee you won't guess who it is. Well, I did. EDP. Of course he pulled off the fucking transphobia parachute, dude. Nice. Except EDP is such a fucking, very clear, very obvious pedophile that, like, it's a burden to the anti-trans cause, in my opinion. How is he not in jail? I mean, this actually is a perfect representation of the whole, like, we must protect our children fucking move. You know what I mean? All this wave of right-wing content creators that are like gross, creepy perverts who fucking defend child beauty pageants, who defend fucking child brides, for example, say insanely sus shit like, the most fertile a woman is when she's 16 years old. Like, those fucking freakazoids are also the same freakazoids who are like, oh yeah, we got to protect our children from, like, trans people existing. Why even mention him? I mean, I clicked on a link. I don't know why you're getting so mad. I'm making a broader point about how fucking right-wing hypocrisy is ever present, especially when. Wait, what? No, found what he looks like. That's not what he looks like. Yet another example of all they do is projection.
Filtered, what about
Every accusation is a confession, that kind of thing.
outism straight from the source. He is here referencing the right-wing propaganda movement to frame things like Drag Queen Story Hour as being inherently predatory towards children and turning them trans, hitting them with the trans ray. Part of the problem here is that the audience for this kind of video is so fully bought into right-wing propaganda that an assertion like that can just go fully unchallenged. They listen to Ben Shapiro, they follow libs of TikTok, they see the constant misrepresentation of drag queens and trans people, grouping those together because they like to just sort of group them together, and how RuPaul is coming to your house to break through your window to hit your child over the head with a hardcover copy of The Giving Tree. It's very scary and very real stuff that's going on.
Also, why is submitting to a partner bad if it's done so by choice? You just said a thing with a negative tone without explaining why it's wrong, particularly when one of the most common things women ask for in a relationship is leadership from men.
Source? Can we get a source? Me, when I pull an idea out of thin air, the most commonly cited thing that women want is for me to...
I love when guys that sound like this talk about what women want. It's like, bro, you don't know what women want. The only thing women have ever wanted is to get the fuck away from you. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you mean? This is what women want. Let me tell you. It's like, no, you don't know. Including your mom. They've always just tried to get the fuck away from you. So that's the only thing you know about what women want.
Go to bed at my bedtime. The woman is my mom, and she represents the thoughts and feelings of women across the globe. Also, he's like, you're using this negative tone without explaining why it's wrong. You're 40 seconds into the video. The video hasn't started. This is the introduction. The points are being listed out, and then they're gonna go in detail if you watch the video. All you gotta do is watch the video. But this person...
Homie... that is, again, yet another instance of, like, a fucking, transphobic person could, I think, in my opinion, learn a lot from trans people. Do some gender affirming voice training, for example. You could literally fix your voice. Okay? You could do that. You're like an entertainer, a content creator. You could do that. You know what I mean? It's just something you could do. Just a suggestion. You know what I mean?
Person is allergic to pre-watching, which we...
Is this Hasanabi reacting to a guy reacting? Yes, dude. Yes, you fucking nailed it, dude. You nailed it. It's derivative. It's so fucking stupid. It's so uninspired. That's what I do all day, every day. You're the first one to say it in the chat, by the way. Remember that.
We love on this channel. We love it when they're contradicted later and then they just don't even bring it up. But maybe he's a mind reader. Let's watch.
The tradwife trend doesn't exist in isolation. It's linked to deeply regressive political and social movements such as Christian and white nationalism and anti-feminism.
Well, we knew they couldn't make it the whole video without calling someone far right, ignoring the fact that I bet if you actually surveyed the women who run these tradwife channels, none of them listen to Nick Fuentes.
Me, when I just make stuff up. I love the way he does that. I bet if you asked these people this thing, they'd say what I think, because that's how statistics work.
Connections can also be more explicit. One mumfluencer called Wife with a Purpose issued a white baby challenge, calling on women to have as many white babies.
Dude, she followed it up very quickly. God damn, there you go. That's a one of those trad wife influencers directly quoting a white supremacist, white nationalist.
As possible. This is an idea central to neo-Nazism.
I love how it's showing a Christian nationalist and then a white nationalist is just calling people far right with no basis. They are those things. They are self-proclaimed. You can see it in the it's look at the shirt. Listen to Nick Fuentes anytime he's talking. That's what he is. It's okay to just like live in reality, you know?
Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really fucking cool.
We knew they couldn't make it the whole video without calling someone far right.
He also just once again puts words in her mouth. She didn't say that the women that run these trad wife accounts listen to Nick Fuentes. She said something different than that, which you can run it back and listen if you want, but it wasn't that.
Also, how are Christians regressive? I mean, Muslims have traditional values. Are they regressive too? It's weird that only one religion was mentioned during the entire video. But again, you're just saying things are bad with
Fucking own, dude. Ash is a Muslim. Why not use this video to also talk about the patriarchal trappings of your religion? Why only Christianity? A great question from this guy. You kind of answered that fucking question, didn't you? Ash is a Muslim woman who doesn't have traditional values. That's really interesting. So what, does she not fit the bill for you then? Like, is that what you're doing? Because traditional values is obviously not exclusive to Christianity. Fuck you mean? You're making it seem like there's no famous trad wives out there that are fucking Muslims or whatever. Like, I'm sure there are. She's currently hyper-focusing on white supremacist trad wives in the Western world where she fucking lives. The videos about trad wives, why would she bring up Muslims, Lamau? There are some. There are actually, I've seen it. Like, I've seen some, like when you fall down a fucking crazy rabbit hole. But the idea that he is trying to fucking bring up here is that like, oh, well, Muslims are like this all the fucking time. Meanwhile, he's like responding to a Muslim woman who isn't fitting that bill.
with no reason why.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to put on a coat because, you know, sometimes you're just a chilly boy. He asked the question here, how are Christian...
And in my first year of uni, my godmother who adored died of cancer. Suddenly you need to feel that this big love in
Entire
the universe.
video. But again, you're just saying things are bad with no reason why.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to put on a coat because, you know, sometimes you're just a chilly boy. He asked the question here, how are Christians regressive? But that's not what she said. She said that Christian nationalism and anti-feminism are regressive, and those aren't the same thing as Christianity. It's really nice that when he's done making what he thinks is a point, he says, also, really makes it easy to debunk each thing he says because they're separated, nice and easy. Bringing up the fact that Ash is a Muslim and finger-wagging, well, actually, to an argument she never made. It's goofy behavior. That's what I would call it. Goofy behavior. Preaching to the choir behavior because they don't care. They aren't intellectually logged in. They are getting mad. This video is making them mad. It's supposed to make them mad. And it's succeeding. It is 99% likes.
It's part of a wider shift of young people being dissatisfied with neoliberalism and wanting social change.
I have no idea what she just said, so I'm going to go by what the red highlighted text says.
I'm uneducated, and I'm making that your problem. I remember there's some old anti-SJ...
No, this is like old school anti-SJW YouTube shit that he's just like repackaging. That's literally what it is. And also, I always repeat this fucking same term over and over again. But yes, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. He knows that the market that he's serving are a bunch of fucking idiots. The people that are scouring the interwebs for like the newest anti-SJW propaganda are going to be fucking dum-dums, okay? That's what it is. So, like, that kind of shit bangs for them. They're like, oh, lol, fucking own, dude. Being wordy much, woman, get back in the kitchen.
JW videos that did this same thing.
So, like most people who grew up immersed in the neoliberal ideology of the West.
What? Neoliberal ideology of the West. Let's just break that one down for a moment, shall we? Neo, meaning new. Liberal, the idea that the world should be governed on a principle of liberty and equality for all people. And this is supposed to somehow be a bad thing to think.
Loudly proclaiming that you don't know what a word means. It's supposed to be like a comedic thing, like, oh, the woke left is going so far with their terms.
I just got like Vietnam flashbacks, dude. I got like fucking PTSD. This just gave me psychic damage. It just like reminded me of how shitty the fucking internet was in 2016. And these fucking dumbasses are trying to bring that back so bad, so fucking desperately. Holy fuck. That was a chatter. No, this hurt me. This did crit damage to me. Straight up. I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm done with that. I can't. Oh my God. He's so fucking smarmy too. He's like, let's break this down. Neo-liberal. Neo meaning new. It's like, ah! Ah! Fuck! That Dear Manosphere idiot is more like 2013, 2015. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Gamergate. It's identical to the kind of fucking commentary that this dude is cutting right now.
They're just making words up. When neoliberalism is really a politics 101 concept, at least understanding the basics of the term and what she's trying to say here. It's not a simple concept, but acting like it's a new thing it's silly. You know, it's silly.
I have no idea what she just said, so I'm going to go by what the red highlighted text says. A misguided expression of the desire for social change. Again, just one little example of what you're talking about to show why the trend is bad. I understand that this is like an outline of your speech, but at least give me a teaser so if I only watch the intro, I know why this is bad, as opposed to only knowing that this is bad.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, he admitted. He's just admitting it. This is responsible content creation 101. It's one thing if you're a viewer and you need a little bit more context in the introduction to a video, but you're a content creator making a critique. You are critiquing the ideas here, you disagree with them, and you are so lazy that you can't just watch the video first. That's all you have to do. Is watch the video first. I need a little treat, a little teaser before I can decide if I want to eat the meal.
Surely between calling your opponents far-right extremists and all that expensive and fancy editing, you can afford to do that. But maybe it's not the purpose of a media outlet that clearly bleeds money to be honest about their portrayal of info. And when I say bleeds money, I mean that this 300K sub channel called Navara Media has trouble hitting 50K views on an average video, yet somehow is able to afford a staff of multiple pundits, editors, expensive equipment, and a studio. With all these expenses, there is no way this channel makes money, so clearly someone is paying for this information to be spread.
This is where a fun conspiracy begins. He speculates that this channel must be bleeding money, while not mentioning the fact that they have thousands of donors and paying subscribers outside of YouTube. He mentions it.
Yeah, literally. He cracked the code. Another common trope with right-wingers is always describing something that is like normal process, but in a snarky, sneaky, suspicious tone to make it seem like it's weird. One example they commonly use is like the concept of a social security number. Here, let me go ahead and explain it to you. For example, you mean to tell me that you want the government to assign a number to you at birth that controls every aspect of your life, that it literally will limit your opportunities to get housing down the line? Sounds like communist China to me, brother. Abso-fucking-lutely not, except I just described to you the concept of Social Security. Social Security numbers. But when I say it like that, in that tone, all of a sudden you're like, wow, that's really creepy, brother. I don't like that. That seems weird. It's got the word social in it, like socialism. What the fuck's that about? I'm losing my mind. Elon does that same thing with a lot of tech. Yes, it's how you like turn something that is like normal that you have taken for granted your entire life into like some big fucking propaganda, because you know that the audience is fucking stupid, okay? They're mentally stunted and you fucking know that, or you yourself are mentally stunted and someone else told you that and you're repeating it, okay? They do this all the fucking time. It's so frustrating. So frustrating to see. I'm like, dude, how did you just fearmonger a concept like social security numbers? Like, how did you do that? Yeah. Yes, I was on mobile earlier. I was just thinking Elon's just describing normal business practices like tracking new orders. My lord, dude. If you explain braces to someone, it sounds inhumane. Another common tactic, as a matter of fact, when you think about it, another thing that I talk about regularly is when you talk about trans healthcare. When you talk about healthcare in general, you can literally make it sound as gruesome as humanly possible because ultimately open heart surgery means you have a fucking butcher with a bunch of tools going into your chest, opening up your fucking chest cavity, breaking your ribs in a lot of instances, pulling them back like they're doing Nordic War Eagle style torture on the front of your fucking chest, and then going directly into your fucking heart and cutting it further with some saws. That's what the reality is with heart surgery. Okay? It's terrifying. All matter of medical procedures are terrifying when you describe it like that. But no one is out here trying to stop heart surgeries from happening. But that's the way that they describe any kind of like trans medical care. Okay? A lot of times leg surgery, surgeons literally have to hammer rods in the leg bones. Surgeries are metal as fuck. Yeah. It's fucking stupid.
It later, but you know, that's why this claim that they're bleeding money is speculative at best and dishonest at worst. Also, to be clear, this is a media organization that is building a YouTube presence, and just because that YouTube presence has yet to become profitable on its own somehow means that there must be secret people behind the scenes pulling the strings. This gets really good though here.
What is Navara Media? Who is this presenter, Ash Sarkar? Well, I found this video of her on Piers Morgan where she says this.
I'm literally a communist.
That's not a shock. But what is a shock is that you can buy jewelry of that quote or t-shirts that say marks on them on the Navara Media website shop.
What do you mean? They're socialists and yet they fucking sell commodities? What the fuck? Oh my God, what a novel idea. Got 'em. I bet these communists would probably serve top of the hour ad breaks too. Fucking owned at the top of the hour. I bet they have a contract. I bet they're working under Amazon's umbrella. Ooh, fucking got him. At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, I bet this commie would tell you that you can subscribe voluntarily if you want to. You don't have to. $5 over for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, where you get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Or by getting gifted a sub. If you're lucky, use the 3-minute ad break now. Anyway.
Shop, which is very capitalist of them. Wait, did that jewelry page say topple and burn? Yep, it did. You can't make this stuff up. A group of communists literally partnered with a company called Topple and Burn, which really just signifies the sort of violent behavior that communists are known
for. I'm willing to bet that Topple and Burn most likely is some like fucking anarchist, cooperatively owned small jewelry store too. Rewatch Ash create the best moment in TV history. Gift box. Like very, very likely that it's like it's most likely some fucking domestically manufactured co-op that they're using to produce the stuff too. Yeah, I got a 946 finally, dude. Holy shit. Been a long time.
for. This stuff is just right in your face.
You know, he's actually got a point here. Topple and burn is a pretty dangerous dog whistle. Some of you may recall the January 6th protesters decked out in their merch. As soon as you put on the necklace, it makes you storm the White House. It's true. Many are saying this.
Anyway, then I stumbled across their Support Us page where it says, defy billionaire-backed media and back truly independent journalism. I wish I recorded my initial laughter while reading this because I work in this industry and there is no way that they could afford this staff with a small YouTube channel and independent donors.
Okay. I work in this industry. You have a YouTube channel, man. You have a YouTube channel. Anyone with a blog is just working in the industry now. And look, I get that he's trying to say he has a YouTube channel. It's successful. He understands the rough breakdown of ad revenue and things like that. Still very funny to call having a YouTube channel working in the industry. The industry he doesn't work in, though, is the journalism industry, the one that takes into account.
Yeah, Topple and Burn is not a cooperatively owned. It's not a cooperatively owned. It doesn't seem like it. They don't say it anywhere. It doesn't seem like it's a cooperatively owned jewelry manufacturer, but they literally use their jewelry to independently fund and finance causes they care about. A portion of our profits will always go to support the cause we care about. From time to time, 100% of our profits will, from some products will go towards specific causes. There you go. I mean, including, ones that could probably get you in legal trouble in a place like UK, it seems. Should be a co-op, though. That shouldn't fly. Got it, Bomb Joe Cartoon. You do that. Okay? You set it up. There is a very famous one on TikTok who I know a bunch of them that work there are Hasanabi heads, but you tell them.
Count the donors and speculates on another channel's earnings. Pocket watching. This is called pocket watching. I'm gonna skip ahead after this part because he's just doing a thing where he's just like being kind of mean, I guess.
Navara Media wants you to know that they know what the cool kids are into.
Mainstream media. Mainstream media sucks.
It literally is.
Amazing dance moves, Ash.
Why are you shitting on Ash's dance move? She's just having a good time in that video. Come on, man. I challenge you, think before you sleep, to post a video of you dancing and see how people on the internet talk about you. Just saying. He uploads a stock image of Aruba bouncing up and down or something. What? I'm literally one of the images. I'm dancing. This is me dancing.
Now let's go over the numbers. Navara Media boasts that they, at the time of the video, had 200,000 subs and 2.5 million monthly views, which sounds like a lot, but it's not nearly enough to accrue 6,000 donors. I don't know any 200K subscriber channels with anywhere near that number of donors. I get like double their monthly views.
Wow, it sounds like there's a different reason for it. Perhaps it warrants further investigation, which you could have done, and then you could have figured it out, and then you would be in the business and like actually doing something worthwhile. If your goal, of course, was to inform people. Your goal is not to inform people. It is to simply just sit there and be like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. These guys, shadow donor, George Soros much? Like, that's what his job is here. Which is why, Kaya, come here. Kaya, come here. I got treats for you. Yay. Kaya. Go to your pen.
I have promoted donations in the past on many videos, and I don't even have 200 monthly supporters between Patreon and Subscribestar.
This is This one's so good. This one's so good. I've completely failed at building a Patreon audience, so everyone must also do that. Again, the logic here is just bonkers. The reason I'd imagine no one wants to sub to his Patreon is because he's not a particularly entertaining or talented creator. He just shovels the right-wing slop into the audience's mouths. This is modern-day Fox News. They sit there and they watch. They get mad at the source material because it's being misrepresented, of course. And then they go on about their days. Paying extra to hear more of this guy's voice? No thanks. None for me, thanks. I thank you, but none for me, thanks.
And I don't even have 200 monthly supporters between Patreon and Subscribestar. So
I love this dude. He keeps just posting his L's, which is pretty funny. I like that. Okay, Kai got a taste of fucking freedom, and she's losing it, dude. Fucking losing it. She was outside playing around, and now she's like, I want to fucking go back to that. What the fuck am I doing here? Inside.
who gave them the exposure to get thousands of donors? You would need monthly views at least in the tens of millions to get that.
Go right now to any of the top pages on Patreon. Think before you sleep. I'm talking to you. Maybe you'll respond to this, maybe you won't, but if you're watching my video, go to the thing and look at the viewership. They don't need 10 million. They don't even need a million. It's just, you need to just have a good content and a good relationship with the audience. It's harder for you because you do propaganda and they don't care about you. They care about getting mad. That's it. Okay, this is where the real expose begins. Here we go. This is good.
Here's where things get more interesting. I went to this website here and found that Navara Media partners with a group called the Media Fund, who also partners with a group called Open Democracy. Open Democracy receives money from the Ford Foundation, and it also received hundreds of thousands of dollars in 2021 from the Open Society Foundations.
Notice what just happened there. He just jumped from one thing to the next thing to the next thing without proving a real connection. Navara Media partners with the Media Fund. The Media Fund partners with Open Democracy. Notice Navara Media doesn't partner with Open Democracy. It's a guilt by association. There's a
No. George Soros, he couldn't possibly fund Navara Media. He had to do it by a secondary fund.
intermediary party.
Also, is George Soros, dog. They fund everything. You know what I mean? It's pretty hard. I mean, they don't fund me, which, by the way, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, George, you're out there if you're watching. I know you're a fan. My check has yet to arrive in the mail. Must have forgotten about me. I don't know what it is. It's weird. But it'd be cool.
Some of you tinfoilers might already know who runs the Open Society Foundations.
Look,
but for those
thank you
of
for
who
the 10
don't,
gifted
let's
subs.
go to their website. Oh, look, it's billionaire George Soros. I swear when you study this stuff enough, it feels like all paths eventually...
I swear, if you study this stuff enough, like me, a smart guy who studied this stuff, like, wow, billionaire funding an NGO. That's crazy. Haven't seen that one before. That's crazy.
lead to George Soros.
Okay, that's weird comment there. But again, Navara Media is not funded by George Soros. This is full speculation and guilt by association dressed up as investigative journalism. It's horrible. It's hilariously bad.
This guy's a natural one for his voice. I know. The funniest thing is, like, dudes like this spend all of their time shitting on the way women look, the way women sound, the way women operate, the way marginalized people should be and shouldn't be, right? And then the moment that you turn it around and be like, bro, says you, look at your fucking voice. Like, look at the way you conduct yourself. Like, carry yourself with a little bit more respect. Holy fuck. They immediately lose their minds. They're like, oh my God, typical violent leftist. He doesn't care. He's such a fucking body shamer. He's such a fucking asshole. He's doing frat boy politics. I hate it. It's like, dude, you literally spend your entire life shitting on others. Like, what, you get a little bit of that back on you? You get a little bit of that fucking flung in your direction and you fucking buckle? Like, what is that? It's an ad hominem. Yeah, I am. I am. I'm fucking not trying to make intelligent commentary here, okay?
Free for all to access, free from ad partnerships, free from paywalls, and free from the influence of the super rich.
The founder of Navara Media, this guy here, Aaron Bastani, has also written for the George Soros-funded Open Democracy, and Navara Media did a podcast with Open Democracy's founder as well. So who exactly is funding you again?
My favorite tech YouTuber did an interview with Bill Gates, and ever since then, it's all woke 5G vaccine propaganda. Again, trying to prove a link by association. So snarky and smug, and all just so obviously wrong and reaching.
Also, according to The Guardian, this group called the Media Fund that Navara Media is a part of has all sorts of regulations, which means not only do they probably have billionaire donors, but they also have a politically driven regulatory organization that they have to adhere to.
The National Union of Journalists Code of Conduct, which is to demonstrate a commitment to factual and accurate reporting, and within a year of joining, become fully unionized workplaces. It does say new partners must be approved by existing partners, suggesting that right-wing outlets are unlikely to be selected. But again, does that prove an agenda? No, it doesn't. It shows a general trend of the types of publications that get selected, but the wokeism comes before that selection. They're already woke. There's no one telling them to be woke. Again, I'm using...
What the fuck is this? Guy's stupid and you're wrong is on. I understand that you want to be educational, but these kids are broke. How the fuck do we include these people so they don't become mass shooters? I don't know. This person just makes me upset and wants to make fun of them, but I don't want him to shoot me. I don't know. One last try and then I'm going to focus on my stash. No, that kid's not going to shoot anything. Okay, maybe his fan base might, but like that kid's not going to shoot anything. He has a fucking successful YouTube channel. When you have some level of financial security, you have a lot to lose. This is something that I describe all the fucking time. His material conditions are apt and not there for like someone who's going to go and do violent shit. What do you mean? No, he has 136 Patreon subs, but like he has a lot of fucking YouTube followers, doesn't he? What is the fucking channel? I think, therefore I am. What is the fucking name of the dumbass channel? What? Oh, he doesn't put it in there. What the fuck? How woke propaganda works.
Lately, I've been seeing this
Like,
thing
look,
pop up.
This video has 326,000 views from 3 years ago. He has 681,000 subscribers. The video that it's shitting on literally has a fraction of that. Okay?
Lately, I've
93K views from 2 months ago. His video has 326,000 views. It's just like he is abso-fucking-lutely doing well enough. Let's be fucking real, okay? He's doing well.
Hello, everyone.
He's not going to shoot up a school. Get out of here. Be real.
Factual and accurate reporting, and within a year of joining, become fully unionized workplaces. It does say woke. There's no one telling them to be woke. Again, I'm using woke in the way they...
300K views isn't bad? No, I didn't say that at all. I'm actually saying that he has, that kid, or adult, I hope he's not an adult, oh my God. That person has purpose in his life, okay? People with purpose in their lives, no matter how bad that purpose might be, I'm just saying he has a purpose. He has found something that he likes, okay? He has found something that he likes, he enjoys doing, whether it's like right-wing screeds, writing the dumbest fucking content on the planet or whatnot. It doesn't really matter. He found something that he actually likes to do that is making him money, okay? Maybe not the most sustainable industry, but it's still something that he looks forward to. When you have something like that, regardless of how miserable you are in your personal life and how you conduct yourself, you're most likely not going to go do a fucking mass shooting, okay?
They understand it. To them, it means left-wing, liberal, anything over there. That's what it means. Shout out to little Joel.
Hey, booby champs.
Okay, so now we're moving forward to the meat and potatoes here, which is the claim about propaganda. The first claim being it's full of straw man arguments, this video from Ash Sarkar. Let's set aside the fact that the video so far has had billions of straw man arguments and just see what he's got to say.
More importantly, though, and now that we know who's behind this company, this tradwife video from Navara Media is an excellent example of using heavy amounts of propaganda to get you to believe a certain narrative without any actual evidence that what they are saying is true. So let's get back to Ash Sarkar and discuss how the propaganda works by first showing you how they only use one-sided straw man arguments.
Like with the example of finances, the idea of submission is that by giving up her independence, autonomy, and power, a woman will be taken care of by a good and godly man. She serves him, he serves Christ, but only one person is scrubbing out the toilet.
Okay, and only one person is dealing with an asshole boss. Only one person is repairing the stuff that breaks. Only one person is lifting the heavy stuff. Seriously, these feminists love to forget all the traditional male house chores, while at the same time being incredibly demeaning and insulting to men.
I'm sorry, but this guy looks like he needs assistance from a much larger dude when opening up a jar, okay? Like, you can't be talking like this while you're sounding like that. You know what I mean? He's like, I bet you would need me for help when you need to reach the top shelf. And by that, I mean, of course, I know where the ladder is. I know where the step ladder is.
And in their portrayals.
You know, the reason Ash describes what the male's role is here as just serving Christ is that historically there is an imbalance. The idea that these traditional gender roles are a one-to-one exchange is false. That's why feminists historically have fought for what they've fought for. It's really pedantic to take Ash's outline of this idea and declare it a straw man when it's not even the argument. You're just taking everything she says and breaking it down like it's too much. It's bad. It's dishonest. Like, listen to the next part.
The influence of fundamentalist religion extends far beyond whatever private arrangements a couple may have as part of a household.
It's also odd that, like, your entire value as a man is what? To open a jar? To fix something in the house? Like, that's kind of reductive, I feel like. You know what I mean? I don't know why you're, like, unironically owning yourself. You know what I mean? Weird. Weird thing.
Tradwife culture is dominated by aggressively anti-abortion, anti-birth control, and anti-sex views.
Yeah, that's actually a really, really, really good take, too, that I forget to repeat often, which is, I'm so sick of these right-wing freaks talking about masculinity. You make video essays for a living. Yes, you make YouTube essays. Your job is soy, okay? By default. Your job is soy as fuck. It's soy, it's gay, it's not trad, it's not fucking mask. You're a soy boy, okay? You do. And I say this as also a soy guy, okay? I'm soy as fuck. Look at me. I'm reacting to YouTube essays. Also soy. Very soy. The only difference is I don't have a fucking issue with being called that, okay? But don't fucking LARP like you're working at the goddamn coal mines every day because you are on the right side of history. Yeah. You are literally closer to a BuzzFeed writer. Oh, absolutely. Than a fucking oil field worker. You are a BuzzFeed writer. That's what you are. Dude, I love, oh God. I personally love unique commentary that no chatter ever comes up with beforehand. Like this one. I think we need more 33-month subscribers to say exactly the same thing over and over again. You fucking sheep. Anonymous
At the start of the
gifter.
video, he makes the point that Ash is declaring traditional gender roles as inherently misogynistic.
Somebody please save us from this deeply misogynistic movement where women are choosing to stay home instead of working a job.
But here she is very clearly refuting that notion.
And look, I'm not saying there's anything inherently degrading about being a mum or making nice meals. I like cooking elaborate dinners. For that matter, my boyfriend does too.
Why didn't he delete that part from the beginning of the video? Because he does not care about being honest. That's not the point here. The point here is shovel, 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 shovel.
I like cooking elaborate dinners. For that matter, my boyfriend does too.
Now you might say it's just a coincidence that she talks about how she can make complex meals while making her boyfriend look stupid. Surely they aren't intentionally trying to make men look bad here.
Okay, this is where we get to this sort of incel.
Yeah, it's all a plot. She wanted to make her boyfriend look stupid and bad. That's right, dude. Yeah, she wants everyone to look at that video and go, Ash, you fucking idiot. Why are you dating a stupid bad guy? Yeah, or maybe it's like, you know, lighthearted, humorous. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Maybe that's the reason. These guys, they love doing edgy comedy and then fucking complain when someone even like attempts to do something that is a light jab. They turn into the biggest fucking woke scolds on the motherfucking planet, dude. It's the same as those like South Korean fucking weirdo incels that were like constantly and consistently talking shit about women and like going to agitate at a fucking feminist rally only to like lose their shit and claim that it was sexual harassment when one person there jokingly said, I think men should take showers. Remember that shit? It's always like that. It's like women this, women that. And then the moment that a woman turns around and goes, hey, how about you take a shower? They're like, what the fuck? That's sexual harassment, ma'am. You're a fucking dweeb, dude. Yeah, getting upset at that clip, making him look bad shows how unbelievably insecure this guy is behind the screen, which is precisely at the heart of the same fucking commentary, bros, that we talk about all the time. That's why all the fucking sneako weirdos, all of the fucking Andrew Tate fanboys love posting photos, still images that I have chosen to put out there in me in a fucking dress. They're like, dog, you're gay. Look at you in a dress. Own. I'm like, you think that owns me? I put that out there, you fucking idiot. And the irony itself is that I still look more masculine than you ever will be in a fucking dress. Like, that's the hilarious part about it. My titties look fucking sick, dog. You post that shit every time. You think you're owning me. Meanwhile, your girlfriend, if you have one, obviously not, most likely not, or like the girl that you have a crush on sees that post and goes, damn, that dude's fucking hot. Okay? It's crazy. It's crazy. I got titty meat, motherfucker. You saw that shit? You saw how good I looked and you still chose to post that. I posted that myself. I don't get it. I find it really odd when people are just like, let's post the thing that he voluntarily published on the internet that got millions of fucking views on TikTok.
vibes from this guy. She plays a clip of him, you know, being silly with the whisker, and he's like, "You're making him look so stupid. How could you do this? He must be so embarrassed that his girl is making him look like a cuck." And it's like, bro, it's a silly clip. It's a silly clip. An example of him making an elaborate dinner and being a little silly while he does it. How is that her making him look bad? It's just funny. Super triggered and sensitive at the slightest hint that a guy is being poked fun at. And he's not even being poked fun at. They're dating. It's fine. It's funny. Chill the fuck out.
Though the idea of women being confined to the home while men do things like go outside and work isn't exactly new.
Is there any comparative description here that doesn't attempt to make men look like crap? Women are confined to the home while men can just do whatever they want.
This is like the fucking neck-bearded losers who tried to say, like, the Mario movie is woke because they try to make Mario look stupid. They want to make men look stupid. It's like, it's just a regular fucking almost played-out cliche character trope, dude. It's not that serious. You're reading into it. Oh, my God. Are you okay? Take lithium. Take your lithium.
They want. Maybe they go outside and work, or maybe they won't. This video has BuzzFeed levels of self-awareness.
She didn't say men can do whatever they want. She said men are working. Somehow he has managed to get lazier than he already was by just completely not listening to a 5-second clip. It's a 5-second clip, man.
You could easily flip this and say that men are forced to do the will of a boss all day while a woman gets to stay home watching soap operas and doing whatever she wants.
Men going outside and going to work, which is what she said,
While men do things like go outside and work,
is in the inverse summarized as women staying home and watching soap operas all day.
I bet if women actually gave men a choice to stay at home versus work for some boss they don't like or for rude customers, a giant portion of them would gladly not go to work.
So here he's being an—
Wait, what? Okay. Yeah. That's... Wait, why are you... What? Wait, that's so strange. Okay, that's a good point. But then wouldn't you call them pussies or whatever because they're not like abiding by gender norms, even though you yourself are doing, once again, as I pointed out earlier, a very soy thing like YouTube essays?
an accidental feminist by promoting the concept of a stay-at-home dad. The anti-feminist framing is, being a stay-at-home mom is better for you, actually. It's easier and better for you, and you like it. When the feminist framing is, you can be a stay-at-home mom, we have no problem with that. All we're saying is that you should have the right and autonomy to choose. Very simple, very simple.
Oftentimes I hear, and keep in mind, this isn't data or anything, this is just anecdotal. Could have a lot to do with the selection bias and the, the people who wind up in my office. But that it's kind of completely acceptable to a lot of my male patients that they have a partner that doesn't earn money and that a homemaker is like a laudable position. But women that I have as patients don't really feel the same way. They're actually very few.
Random clip of Dr. K, which he prefaces by saying this is anecdotal.
Keep in mind, this isn't data or anything. This is just anecdotal.
Love that. Love that. This guy hates data. He hates it. Just listen to how much he hates it. Listen to what he says next.
They're actually very few.
Yes, as far as I can see, including the many examples of women's testimony that I provided on this channel, the reason that house husbands are almost non-existent.
Dude, I love that. The many testimonies from women I've provided on this channel. What the fuck are you saying? I think we've definitely established that this man has never been around a woman. Like, he crawled out of his mother's vagina, and that's the last time he had any contact with a female person. You know what I mean? That's like...
is because women generally don't want a man who stays home. They want a guy who makes more money than they do, whether they are politically on the left or the right. This is all compounded by another one-sided feminist lie, which is that housework is unpaid.
As far as I can see...
Yeah, I love that. Wait, first of all, he's like, okay, Karl Marx, for the record, by the way. Okay, Mr. Marx. What was that? Yeah, doing chores in the house and, like, rearing children is quite literally unpaid labor, which is kind of Marxist of him to bring up. What the fuck?
Including the many examples from my channel, which definitely doesn't have a particular agenda involved. Definitely not. definitely not. Editor Noah, just go ahead and scroll through what types of videos he makes and the types of agendas of the people he presents are made out to be. Okay, I got somewhere to be. It's getting dark. I'm maybe gonna finish the rest of this video later. We are 9 minutes in of a 30-minute video, and this video must be jumping up to the 20-25 minute range. If you want a 3-part series from this creeper, let me know. If you don't, and if you hated this, also let me know. And I'll see you on the flip.
I mean, he called the Marxist view a feminist lie. Yeah.
Today we're going to be looking at a video called Why Woke People Are Making Everything Ugly. It's a video from the channel Think Before You Sleep. That's right, old friend of the show. I made a couple videos about this channel and I'm going to keep doing it because I have a lot of fun. The video loosely centers around criticizing an ad campaign from the soap company Dove, which is Dove's Real Virtual Beauty campaign, which focuses on inclusivity and representation for women in video
I'm
games.
mad.
The plan
I'm
here
already
is to
mad. I hate inclusivity. I hate when people try to do marketing to people that aren't, you know, generic white dudes.
Go through his video and look at some of the arguments made in it. Arguments in support of his general thesis that this ad campaign is bad for various reasons, including the fact that it is part of a larger trend of wokeness in media, and wokeness is bad for various reasons. What does wokeness mean in this case? Well, we're going to find out, I'm sure. Think Before You Sleep tends to jump around a bit in his videos, so I've ordered the arguments in a way that I think makes most sense for viewers. If you want to see his video though in all its glory, I've linked it below so you can go check it out to make sure I'm not misrepresenting anything. Okay, we're doing this again. Let's begin right now. So to start things off, this video is a little bit tough to break down because a lot of it is just Think Before You Sleep giving his opinions on stuff. These opinions are often generally unrelated to actual critiques of the Dove ad campaign. So for example, this clip.
Oh look, the ad comes with an article. We're bringing real beauty to the virtual world. Does the term beauty even mean anything anymore? Or is everybody just the same regardless of effort?
You know what's really funny about this? It's a soap commercial, dog. You're not using any soap ever for the rest of your life. Why do you care? Do I sit around and criticize tampon commercials? No. I have no use for them. You very clearly have no use for soap. So why the fuck are you talking about who they're marketing soap to, motherfucker? I can hear it in your goddamn voice.
You're all 10 out of 10s in mommy's eyes. Thanks for the participation trophy, Dove.
He thinks that these women are not hot. He does not think they're beautiful. They're definitely not 10 out of 10s. So the definition of beauty is here being perverted by Dove. But all of this relies on the assumption that beauty has some objective definition, which is an opinion that happens to be very silly, but you know, that's just my opinion. So we got a stalemate there. He later talks about how he went to an art museum with another anti-feminist YouTuber and that he didn't like the art. And then he takes a random shot at these YouTubers' thumbnails because he also doesn't like them.
There is so much crap in the frame that I have no idea what to focus on, but apparently a lot of anti-capitalist YouTube channels think that this style of art that has all the grace of a messy room looks good because a number of them use this ugly style of elementary school collage art to create their thumbnails.
Okay, man, sounds good. Can't really do anything with that though. Or this clip.
About a month ago, Dove came out with their latest body positivity campaign by partnering with Epic Games and using the Unreal Engine to create 3D models of realistic women. Wait, this was done with Unreal Engine? Really? Why do all these models look like crappy World of Warcraft avatars from 2006? Dove has hundreds of millions of dollars and this is the best they can come up with for their banner? I mean, there are YouTubers working by themselves on no budget making full AAA quality playable renders with Unreal Engine, while these renders from Dove barely break the PS2 era.
So Dove is a bad, lazy company because their graphics are worse than a Zelda animation that a YouTuber made with a fraction of the budget. The key word there is worse because again, that's subjective. He's acting as if the objective barometer for a quality animation is that you need 10 RTX 9090s to render it. But these Dove animations were not created with that purpose of supreme 8K quality in mind. Also, I will say that to me, these just look like Fortnite characters, and Fortnite runs on Unreal Engine. I don't feel like they're that much different. But regardless, that's not what they're supposed to be about. They're about representation. So to someone who's interested in representation in games, the Dove animation would likely be better. Think Before You Sleep is not one of those people, clearly. And so, all right, we can't really say anything about that. It's just how he feels and that's great for him. One last example that I thought was kind of funny was him saying that because the reason he plays games is to escape reality, characters in games shouldn't be ugly because he doesn't want to insert himself into an ugly character.
Oh, that's hilarious. Just another self-report.
Not to mention that video games are primarily about escapism, and if I'm playing a character, I want to play someone who is more attractive than me so I can self-insert and escape from my less glamorous life. Why would I want to fantasize about being ugly?
So he doesn't want to fantasize about being ugly. He wants to instead fantasize about being the juicy thighs, muscle mommy Chun-Li. That's fine, actually. I think that's totally fine.
I was about to say, that's valid. I mean, who amongst us? You know what I mean? Who hasn't wanted that?
But once again, that's his opinion, right? That video games are primarily about one thing, the thing that he happens to care about. All right, so since the opinions can't be addressed, we're just going to move forward and look at the arguments. I know I could have done this first, but I feel like the opinions are such a substantial part of his video that I needed to talk about them before moving on, but maybe that's wrong. I don't know. So first up, Think Before You Sleep makes the argument that Dove is a lazy company because they show a statistic on the screen that he doesn't believe is true.
Real beauty takes effort, and everything about this project from Dove says, we put no effort into this. For example,
that's pretty funny to just be like, this multi-million-dollar marketing scheme that they put together, they actually put no effort into, because you know, because it doesn't appeal to this guy's tastes.
You were not there. You don't exist. The things are not made for you.
Okay, I don't believe that statistic at all. Where did you get that number? Did you simply ask 3 of your British friends? Because there is no way that most British women are eternally offended snowflakes who care about that kind of stuff.
So this is the Opinium Women in Gaming survey from early 2021. It was a survey of about 1,400
owned. Like, honestly, if you don't have any evidence to disprove what they're saying on screen, then all you need to do is, that doesn't make sense. What did they do? Ask 3 women?
Kingdom gamers age 18 and over. And one of the key findings here was that 69% of women felt that there needs to be more female characters in video games in general.
Nice.
The 2/3 statistic that Dove shows here, that is from this survey. And here you might say, well, Noah, Dove didn't cite where they found that statistic on the screen, so a viewer of the ad would have no idea where to search to confirm its validity. And well, firstly, Think Before You Sleep is not just a viewer of the ad, he is a YouTube journalist, let's call him, with a big audience that's making a video that critiques this ad. All he had to do was a single...
It's just like, I say this all the time, but it's basically just people going to a content creator to just be dumber than they were before. At least what I try to do with this stream, with this broadcast, with my YouTube videos, always is to leave you with more knowledge than you had when you entered the broadcast, right? I want to give you more information. I don't want you to like come in here and then I tell you some fucking wrong shit and then you think like I'm actually informing you on a perspective and then you leave and then you repeat that and then all of a sudden everyone's like, well, actually you're wrong. Like, that'd be terrible. If I did that consistently, as a matter of fact, I straight up would not have an audience. People would go away. Especially because the things that I'm advocating for and the things that I'm trying to educate you on are oftentimes things that go against the already well-established forms of oppression. So there's plenty of people, even like random normies, who have some effective counters to this sort of thing. Because in their minds, they're looking for someone to reinforce their biases. So I have to be very careful. The irony is that the right wings will say exactly that we're wrong if we repeat things we learned here. Yeah.
Google search with some relevant terms to find this survey. It took me 10 seconds. It's really not that much work, but he didn't do it, which, you know, that's
lazy. This is completely lazy.
Sorry, I just wanted to use that clip. It's a great sound effect. I think it's fun.
Lazy, 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 lazy.
Later in this video, Think Before You Sleep makes an argument about another statistic from the Opinium survey, arguing that the statistic must be bullshit because some people online didn't like it.
Where exactly did you get that stat? This time it says 74%, so on this occasion, they would have had to survey at least 50 people. That's more than 3, but what did they do? Survey the office? How exactly did they ask the questions in the survey? Because there's no way that much of the general population agrees with this woke narrative, considering that in places like America, half the population are conservatives who don't care about this, and tons of liberals are anti-feminist too. So there's no way you got a vast majority on this one. The proof being that you had...
Okay, what the fuck is he saying? What he's saying is like, he goes, source, and instead of seeking out the source, he continues to just make claims that are just sourceless. Like, have a little bit of self-respect, man. At least, like, most fucking YouTube essayists, at the very least, have the decency to, like, seek out cherry-pick data, for example, to try and make a better argument. This guy doesn't even do that. One of the best things you've ever done is show Timmy this sexless fucking nerd and then Timmy grilling him. Dude, I know that was, he still to this day despises me for that reason. He's like, you brainwashed Timmy into hating me. Timmy would never, the real Timmy I know would never get mad at me for using him in my anti-feminist, anti-women in gaming video. Yeah, this guy got pushed into one too many lockers. It's Timmy the Apex Goat? Yes.
had to censor the comments on the video.
So his proof that the general population isn't with the wokeness is that the comments were turned off on one of these Dove animations. Now, let's just ignore the fact that this channel actually has comments turned off on all of their videos and just zoom in on the likes counter where we can see that it has 500 likes and over 16,000 dislikes. That's 99%. That's a pretty wild statistic, right? If you do a survey on a topic, it's very rare to see a figure like that, 99%. This isn't exactly a controlled experiment though, is it? There's a pretty important uncontrolled variable here, which is that hundreds of rabid anti-feminist YouTubers all made the same video talking about how the Dove ad is dumb and bad because it's woke, which might have some influence on the type of people that end up seeing the ad.
I think the funniest part about this is that, like, not really people I don't think are actually asking for this, and it's not like Dove is gonna fix fucking representation in gaming and shit. I just don't know. I don't know why, like, companies do this kind of stuff. But it is always hilarious that these guys go fucking bananas mode over it. Like, it's the most significant thing that's happening in their lives. Like, holy shit, you're such a fucking loser. You never talked about why you think cocaine should be legal, bro? It's a fucking joke, man. Shut the fuck up.
Given that the ad was only really talked about online by these anti-feminists. Just a thought there, you know? All right, so let's look at another one of his arguments here, and this one regards the topic of character customization.
That, and the fact that the people who made this ad clearly don't play video games, because there are plenty of them out there with extreme levels of character customization, and it's been that way for a while, as I remember that in Phantasy Star Online from over 20 years ago, you could customize your character to be a short person of size.
I don't look like that. Not everyone looks like that. A character that looks like me in a video game and be like, yo, this baby's fire.
Yes, you can do that. If you want to create an albino character with red hair in a game, that's possible. Please, Dove, tell me more about how things that already exist in video games don't exist.
So he's...
What? Dude, what is happening? Why is this like an argument? Oh my God, these people are so insufferable. Okay. A lot of people online mistake being incredibly fucking annoying for like owning people in the marketplace of ideas, where I hate I absolutely despise like Redditors and Reddit debates for this reason, because sometimes I'll go into a thread and I'll start reading, and it doesn't even have to be about myself. It can be about any particular subject matter, oftentimes one that I have more information on, right? And what these guys will always do, these debate lords, what they'll always do is just like become this incredibly fucking annoying, super pedantic, semantics driven nerd that takes everything hyper literal. Okay? And they're just like, and none of the arguments they make is good, really, but they just become so fucking unbearably annoying that the other side basically has to give up. It's a war of atrophy, a war of attrition, sorry. And the other side is basically saying like, dude, I can't deal with you. You're like latching on to every little thing I'm saying. This is not how human beings are supposed to communicate with one another. I don't know. I can't. I despise these fucking weird pedantic nerds so much. And then I'm reminded that society also despises them and has already, ruined their lives in serious, very meaningful ways. So that's the reason why they're probably this way online. Really fucked up.
He's correct in pointing out that plenty of games offer character customization. He shows a couple, one of them is from 20 years ago, and one current game where he even recreated the albino woman from the ad. At least I think he did that. And if so, nice. Putting in some effort. We love to see it.
Lazy.
The question one might ask from this point, though, is that if that's the case, if these games already exist and have for 20 years, then why do women still feel underrepresented, as the survey showed? And I know he didn't read the survey because he didn't Google the survey, but I feel like that's an interesting question to ask regardless, right? Just to give my own thoughts on it. Generally speaking, I feel like gamers play games that they want to play. How they decide on what those games are is multifaceted. Maybe they have friends that play them, or they find them in game stores, or they grew up playing similar games, they see advertisements, and so on. The stat we have shows that even though women are choosing the games they want to play, probably, I don't see why they wouldn't be, other than maybe League of Legends addiction, the games they're choosing do not have the representation that women feel is adequate. And so, unless you want to push women to play games they don't want to play, just because those games have character customization, then one pretty reasonable solution here would be to push for inclusivity in all games. Just because it's currently available doesn't mean it's adequate, and clearly, according to the statistics at least, it's not. So there's still a need for some change. That change could very well be having customization offered in more games, and one way to push for that is to increase awareness that would help. Kind of like what Dove is doing with their ad campaign, which of course is not only about that. Dove is a soap company.
It also is weird because they always treat it like it's they also always treat it like Dove is forcing Fortnite to only have like fat women as playable characters. Whereas it's just like, no, they're just allowing options, man. Why do you care? Just don't fucking play with it. Like, it will never make sense to me to get this fucking mad. I don't get it. Fortnite has had playable characters every goddamn week. New playable characters every season. If it doesn't fit your interests, you don't try to boycott Fortnite or make YouTube videos about it, right? But, when it's women, or God forbid, fat women, holy shit. All hell breaks loose.
They are trying to sell soap, but this campaign does obviously represent a large-scale media push towards inclusivity, which is a good thing on its own. Don't throw the inclusivity out with the soap company's exploitation. That doesn't actually ring as well as the baby bathwater version. All right, so the next thing I want to look at is Think Before You Sleep's arguments about fat people. He makes the argument that the body positivity in this ad campaign isn't about accepting all forms of unconventional beauty. It's really just about fat acceptance.
There's a second part to this Dove campaign where they decided to feature one of the models in her own commercial. Now, looking at this cast, If we're trying to promote body positivity, we have several people here who look a certain way because of how they were born, or they're in a situation that's no fault of their own. There's Sam, who is in a wheelchair, Lily, a woman with Down syndrome, and Coco, a woman with a skin disease that caused her to lose her pigmentation. Surely these women are all great choices to promote self-acceptance in the face of a situation that you can't change. Nope, dub.
Are you arguing with me, lol? Fuck off. Then all games force overrepresentation now, but I don't have a problem with it. I love all people. I just play the game. Don't know why you had to argue with me. Its characters in Fortnite do look like porn stars, so I see why they got involved in this, lol. What? Characters in Fortnite do look like porn stars? Bro, are you okay? Why is every person... Dude, why is every person that constantly has like a critical take on sex work or porn unironically the most like porn sick, brain broken fucking guy? I've never in my life looked at Fortnite and gone, damn, this child's game, these characters are so fucking, they're making me so hard. It's exactly like the porn I watch. Well, what porn do I watch? Fortnite porn. Can't do it, man. Can't last 1 minute, dude. I'm trying to drop into tilted towers, and meanwhile, my tower is fucking tilted, brother.
Pick the obese woman.
He goes on to play an animation from this campaign that features Cynthia, a fat woman, as a video game superhero lady. And then he says this.
Are we still going to gaslight people into thinking that body positivity has anything to do with being compassionate and understanding towards people who are victims of unfortunate circumstances? I hope not, because obviously it's all just a fat acceptance narrative and a way to enable food addicts who are too in denial to fix their health issues and their appearance.
Okay, so
it's so funny because like you could make an argument to be like, listen, fat acceptance movements definitely sometimes have a tendency to go above and beyond, oftentimes by people who are backed by the very same, food and drug industry that is, peddling unhealthy products in front of you. There's a take you can make there, but then he immediately follows that up by, but obesity is a choice, and all these guys need to do is stop eating, and they're stupid for not being able to. And it's like, okay, well, you're an idiot. You're just out of your mind. That's not how any of this works.
So first off, the other women, the ones he has deemed worthy of being body positive, they are in the ad. They're in the ad. See, there they are, talking, standing. There's them again doing gaming stuff. They're just not in the other ad, the animation. The fact that they made a separate animation that features a fat woman doesn't remove the other women from the first ad. There's two ads. They're still there. The first ad even includes similar animations. No one is being gaslit here other than Think Before You Sleep's audience.
Why was he so upset? Like, that fat woman character that they have on there is also like a pretty well-established trope. Out of all of the other characters that he could have fucking dunked on, I guess he doesn't want to come across like a total asshole for shitting on a woman in a wheelchair. Like, that one is that's a classic character. She's just thick, you know what I mean? But it's also like, am I crazy? I feel like there are like big, muscular, large women that have existed in games as like characters for a long ass time. There's also plenty of fat men in video games. I don't think he's fucking crying about that shit. And last but not least, he was like, well, this is the type of body that I want to see in video games. And he showed fucking Chun-Li, which, by the way, I like that character. I have no issues with that. But like, you think thighs like that are normal? She's literally she's like 3/4 ass and thigh. Like, what do you mean? You think that is what you're like, well, this is what I like to say. I like to see all ass and thigh. If God was real, that would be normal. Okay, I do agree with that sentiment.
I guess, because they're both still there, they're included. His real problem here is that fat people were included in this campaign at all. He elaborates on this a little bit later, and this one's just great. More investigative journalism, uncovering a conspiracy that Dove actually did this campaign to...
Okay, I'm taking it back. The guy wasn't wrong. The Fortnite guy, when he said... Fuck, I'm sorry. That chatter corrected me. No, I was wrong. That chatter was right. By the way, I kind of want to play 6 Days in Fallujah because I heard it's the worst game of all time. Just straight war crime simulator. I'll play with you? What do you mean? First of all, pretty funny whenever a chatter's like, oh, dude, I got you. I'm like, I got you. I'll play with you. It's like, oh, thanks, man. Who asked? Finish Subnautica. Wait, hold on 1 second. I gotta fucking... Where did it go? I tried to buy the goddamn game and it like... me back to the fucking summer sale. Oh, it's in my cart. The reason why I'm on here on the main... Oh, by the way, I'm about to finish Yakuza 0. Oh, it's a co-op game? I'm about to finish Yakuza Kiwami. I've been holding off. I have been holding off so hard on not completing it. Like, I've been on the last mission for the longest time. But it's over. It's Jover. Done it. We've done it, folks. Wait, 0 or Kiwami? I finished 0 already. Kiwami. And then I have the second one. I have a bunch of them downloaded. K2's next, please. It's so good. Majima's arc is amazing on that one. Oh, you can play with Majima again? Nice. Are you going to finish Battle of Lake Chosin? Kiwami 2 gets even more insane. Play co-op 6 Days in Fallujah with Nick Merce because he can't play COD. Kiwami was a low point for me, but you got bangers coming up if you keep going. If Kiwami was a low point in the game series, then holy shit, I'm so fucking excited because I absolutely love the Yakuza series. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Yakuza 3 is the worst one in the main series, is what people are saying. Kiwami is worse than the OG version. Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 do not have the Kiwami treatment and play like bricks. 6 is goated, though. Yeah, I don't think I can play 3. I don't think I can play 3, 4, and 5. They're not remakes, right? I bet you like the cast of 7, but it's a turn-based game. Well, let me tell you, chatter, I fucking got 7 as well. I know it's turn-based, and I still got it.
Make you buy ice cream.
In a previous video, I said that the owners of Dove, Unilever, had a vested interest in fat acceptance because they own Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I have to apologize for that statement because it was extremely inaccurate. Unilever actually owns 5 different ice cream brands. They own a popular mayonnaise brand, they own Popsicle, and they sometimes partner with Nabisco to make good humor versions of Oreos. These make up most of their food brands, and the remaining ones are still pretty much processed junk food. So is it a surprise that they would use their soap company to promote an ideology that causes people to buy more junk food like ice cream? No, it can't be about that. It's about over-sexualizing women.
Okay, he's jumping to the next thing again. We got to stop him here. The first thing to notice here is that Think Before You Sleep is pulling a little trick on you. He's doing a gag and a goof on his viewers. He calls what Dove is doing promoting an ideology that allows you to buy more junk food.
To promote an ideology that causes people to buy more junk food like ice cream?
This is a trick because in doing this, he is grouping this specific ad campaign in with some vague notion of a fat acceptance ideology, which allows him to then criticize that ideology, the totally vague one, through the medium of this campaign without actually addressing the content of the ad. In order to see how he does this, I think we should rewind a bit and actually watch the animation that he's talking about to see if his reading of that animation actually supports what he's saying here, that it's pro-junk food propaganda. Is the secret agenda to put cookies in your mouth actually there? Let's find out. So the character here, Cynthia, after defeating this goblin guy, whatever he is, he's like an ice Balrog, she goes back into the dressing room, she takes her armor off, and when she does this, it reveals that she is actually fat. And the armor was constraining her body, forming her into a slimmer figure, one that's the default among traditional sexualized female video game characters. Once her constraining armor is removed, she can relax. She is comfortable. She sits on a chair, she kicks up her feet.
Disgusting, I'm so mad.
She prefers. Then, when she's back up to film, she decides to stay that way, to not fit back into her tight, uncomfortable armor, the armor her producers likely make her wear, but to go out how she wants to and feel good doing it. Then she goes off onto the set looking much happier than she did before. So where in this ad is there some push to get you to buy junk food? Where could that be drawn from? Is there a candy bar? Is there a big sign saying buy Nabisco products? Is Cynthia sitting down to crack open a nice cold jar of mayonnaise? No, she's not, and none of those things happen. What there is, though, in this ad is a fat woman who, in the narrative, rejects society's constraints on her and improves her situation, alleviates harm because of it. And for Think Before You Sleep, that story on its face amounts to pro-junk food propaganda. A fat person is in a commercial and they aren't running on a treadmill while eating celery, so that makes it a pro-obesity commercial. But you know, let's play along here, right? Let's just entertain his point here and say, okay, a fat woman accepting herself in an ad, you know, it's a stretch, but maybe it does cause some people to accept their fatness in a way that harms them. After all, being fat
would be
is
really
generally
bad.
considered unhealthy in the medical field. So maybe this is contributing to the obesity epidemic through the normalization of being fat. So
famously, that's how America became so obese, because, like, you know, when this shit was skyrocketing since the 60s, well into the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, we had so much fat acceptance in the media. So much. It was all over. I mean, everyone, who could forget all of the size 0 women that got everyone to accept being fat, and that's how the obesity rate skyrocketed. Dude, we're only fat because we put so many fat people on a pedestal. Lol. Yeah, exactly. That's how it happened. It has absolutely nothing to do with the exact opposite of that situation, where fat acceptance came after 60% of the population was obese. And more so that obesity rate has everything to do with our unhealthy diet choices, and also lobbying, and the way that the way that we do not present any sort of healthy alternatives, and there's no regulation whatsoever on the type of food that people eat and what that food is being made with, specifically corn and its subsidies.
Is this the case? Does fat representation make people fatter? Does limiting this representation contribute to any sort of health benefits? And, well, no. No, it doesn't. There's no evidence for that whatsoever. Not that Think Before You Sleep videos require any evidence, he's just talking. But the research actually shows that the opposite is true. Quoting from a meta-analysis here on the relationship between body image and body weight control, misperception and dissatisfaction with body weight are risk factors for participating in an unhealthy lifestyle and make it harder to follow a healthier lifestyle. Body image disturbance also made it more likely to underreport calorie intake. Negative body image is also closely linked to multiple different health problems, including things like depression and stress. Depression and stress are linked to weight gain and obesity. Ergo, having a negative body image does not help you lose weight. Oftentimes it's the opposite. It helps you gain weight and it keeps you generally unhealthy. On top of this, in the same way that
this is 100% true, which is why fat shaming, which is why I always say fat shaming doesn't actually work to make you skinny. It makes you fat.
Negative body image is bad for your health. Positive body image is actually good for it. There's a study here, positive body image is positively associated with emotional and psychological and social well-being in British adults. Body appreciation significantly predicted all dimensions of well-being. Think Before You Sleep hates it when people are fat. He wants them to stop being fat. So he should actually love this Dove ad campaign. The campaign is promoting positive self-image, and positive self-image promotes health in a myriad of ways, which does include people maintaining healthier habits when it comes to eating. That's what he wants, right? The fact that he hates it demonstrates to me two things. One, that Think Before You Sleep is operating with military-grade media illiteracy, given how he so badly misinterpreted this animation. And two, that he doesn't actually care about fat people. He just doesn't want to see them in media. He doesn't want to see them at all. So he gets mad at the Dove ad instead of, looking away, doing something else, which is, it's funny, it's very funny.
Well, if people around me didn't tell me that I was obese, I wouldn't be able to give 50 kilograms, so I don't think like that. Wait, what? Yeah? You found out you were obese when fucking people around you told you, really? That's awesome. Hey, I know you have a study in front of you, but have you ever considered that I was obese and I had no fucking idea that I was obese until someone told me I was? Mirrors don't exist. Yeah, mirrors don't exist because guess what? The mirror world. Not like that, but they encouraged to work for myself more, says Olux John. This Turkish chatter. 100% Turkish. Okay, so they didn't fat shame you then. Is that what you're saying? So they encourage you to work out. That's called positive reinforcement.
I want to talk about today concerns the idea of sexualization. Think Before You Sleep doesn't like it when characters in games are wrongfully labeled as sexualized.
Había dos personajes, mujeres, nada más. Los dos eran dos personajes súper sexualizados. Y nada, eran las dos opciones que tenía para elegir.
Sorry, for some reason they had her speak Spanish even though she can speak English, but she said two female characters from a game that they never identified were oversexualized. Whatever that means, because they'll call Laura Croft hypersexualized for just standing there and doing nothing sexual.
So he doesn't think that Lara here is being sexualized. Lara, it's spelled Lara, but I thought it was Laura. I don't know. His reasoning for that is that she's just standing there. Okay, so first off, does he think that a character needs to be butt naked and doing the splits in order to be sexualized? There are other factors that go into this definition beyond what a character is doing. In the case
someone in the chat says he sounds like the Gundam incel dude. They all sound like that. I feel like if that was my voice, I would do everything I can. I would do voice training to not sound like the fucking Simpsons nerd meme. It's so weird. They all sound exactly the fucking same. No, this guy isn't the Gundam incel. This is another one. I don't know why they're always like, Lara Croft is not being sexualized. She's just being herself. Also, if you were to change her body type, I'd get very mad. It's like, what if she's not being sexualized? Why do you give a fuck what her body looks like, dumbass? What do you mean?
Here, Laura is wearing short shorts and a tight crop top, revealing her legs and midriff. Midriff.
Pancake flat midriff.
Laura is a character who shoots people and runs through the woods and shit. This outfit is clearly impractical for that purpose, but she's wearing it because she is being sexualized. The main thing with this example...
I also don't give a shit about this, for the record. Like, great. I'm happy with more inclusion and more diversity and all of this stuff. But I also, on the other hand, don't give a fuck about, like, super sexy characters being super sexy. Yeah, that's my take on it. 100% being sexualized, and I'm okay with that. Exactly. That's my take as well. I do not give a fuck. It's great. I'm not going to play the Lara Croft Tomb Raider games anyway. But, like, in the games I do play, when there are sexy-ass characters, it's awesome. It's great. Same goes for dudes as well, you know? I like a wide variety of characters in my video games, and I do think that, like, sexy-ass characters also factor into that.
Though, is that Laura's body has proportions that are unrealistic in comparison with the vast majority of people. These proportions are considered sexually attractive and are thus created by the developers with the intent of appealing to the male gamer gaze. Those are the arguments in favor of the idea that this character is being sexualized. Okay, so now let's roll the next clip of this guy, what this guy's saying.
But I get it. Video games sexualize women way too much. Let's see how Dub intends to remedy this problem.
Wait, did you say who's sexier, Majima or Kiryu? That's not even a question. As much as I love Majima as a character, Kiryu is the sexiest. What do you mean? It's not even... No, Majima is not the sexiest. Come on, dude. Oh, really, dude? That's like fucking... No, Majima's haircut is awful. It's literally awful. Get the fuck out of here. Kiryu is an objectively beautiful man. Okay? You guys are so wrong. You're sucked by Majima's super sweet, super cool character, which is true. He is awesome. He is the GOAT. I love Majima. But Kiryu is absolutely better looking. Majima in Yakuza 0 before the fucking haircut, maybe.
Well, that's one way to start. We have a woman here who was fully covered up, who then changed into something that was more revealing.
Kiryu-chan!
She basically is in the same outfit that Lara Croft was in.
So he takes Dove to task here for sexualizing this character, Cynthia, because she's showing more skin, immediately after crying about how this isn't sexualized. Do you notice anything here about anything related to skin? She's showing it, a bunch of it. His definition of sexualization here has changed. To him, this is sexualized, but this isn't? Look, all she's doing is sitting there.
For just standing there and doing nothing sexual.
That doesn't make any sense. It does, though, when you realize that his definition is entirely dependent on whether or not it helps his argument. A major theme of this ad is that Cynthia is closer to this body type, but is required to wear armor that squeezes.
This sound is literally in my brain. It's just like permanently stapled into my mind.
Her into this body type. The armor is the sexualized one, dude. Please, I beg of you, go take a media literacy course. God, my God. Okay, the last part with this is real weird, so go ahead and strap in. It concerns the framing of one of the shots from the animation, and Think Before You Sleep has certain feelings about this shot.
Let's see what's next. So now we have a bent over ass shot that is center of the frame that adds nothing to the story. They went full on anime camera angles and somehow they're going to claim that it's not an attempt at sexualizing the character.
Buddy, you're real worked up. You gotta relax. When Think Before You Sleep sees this shot here, to him, it's the same as this shot here. Now, do we notice anything different about these two shots? Well, the anime shot is just one thing. It's someone's butt, it's a low angle of a skirt, and it's a, very That's all that's in the frame. But the shot of Cynthia has other information in it. Namely, it shows her standing between two posters of herself in the armor. Now, this is up for interpretation, of course, but my reading of it is that she's constrained and sandwiched in the frame between these posters, just like the armor constrains and sandwiches her body. And so when she leaves, she's breaking away from it or something. But even if Think Before You Sleep wanted to have an accurate reading of this shot, he wouldn't be able to, because when he looks at this shot, all he sees is this. He's so worked up about seeing a woman from behind that his brain fails to render the rest of the frame, causing him to miss some key information that would help him interpret this image more accurately. He blames Dove for this somehow, which is amazing, but it's also...
Dove made me uncomfortably horny and unable... Dove made me uncomfortably horny and unable to fully grasp the entire scenery by showing me a big fat ass. Fucked up, dude. Dove, you did this to me.
A great example of how sexualization works. He watched the ad and got to this frame, and instead of taking it all in and looking at it objectively, he looks right at Cynthia's ass and doesn't see anything else. Truly just wild stuff, and a pretty interesting example of a self-report. You gotta calm down when you're making videos. You gotta go outside, take a walk, come back in when you're ready. Okay, so those are all the arguments I wanted to look at today in the video.
No, that's too much of a cherry picking. It's definitely sexualizing. This is sexualizing. This frame is sexualizing. If you think this frame is sexualizing, you quite literally are self-reporting. Also, you should probably jerk off.